horseradish root. I already started peeling it. It's a very woody root and it peels like string cheese. If you get just a little bit of it, it's going to come off in strings, woody. So I use my trusty vegetable peeler and just go down like you're peeling the world's toughest potato, and go to your down to the white stuff. If you get a little bit of these discolored spots in there, those are just where baby roots were going to come out. So you don't have to worry about that. Just let's get all the skin off. Here's our peeled horseradish root. John finished it for me. He cut off both ends.
And we did it with a like a fillet knife too. It just done a little better.
And now I'm going to try to do this in the food processor. And this is a very tough item here also. So what you want to do is cut off a manageable piece and then cut them again and again and again. I've cut it so it'll fit in my food processor. However, you can also at this point just cut it into smaller chunks. Let's see if the food processor. I'm going to try to get this thing shredded. Let's see what happens.
That beats cutting it into little bitty pieces. They've done well.
It did well, and the small pieces that are left will be easier for me to chop. So that worked like a charm, running it through the grater on the food processor, and I left the chopping blade in there so that I don't have to maneuver this stuff around any more than necessary. I've got some citric acid here. That's going to help keep it from browning as it processes. Used a teaspoon for a 1 pound horseradish, and I'm going to add some water to this, some ice water. You want to keep it cold as you can because the heat will help. Well, the heat will degrade the powerfulness or the pungency. So let's go. Like I said, I do have my fan on. It's pointing right at Chef John, so we'll see how strong this is if it bothers him. It won't hurt you so much as it won't damage you. How about that? It'll hurt, but it won't cause lasting damage to you.
Okay, you got it.
Now may be a good time to tell you, if you don't like your horseradish really, really hot, you might want to go ahead and add the vinegar at the beginning, because the vinegar is what's going to stop the whole process of having the heat factor in there. It stops the enzymes that produce the heat. You can add it at any point, but we're going to wait until the very end. Add more water. This is taking more water than I thought it would, but that's okay. Hey, this has been through several revolutions, and we finally got it to where it matches our ideal. And we used a jar of prepared horseradish to judge the difference here. Just a second. This is a side-by-side comparison. This is the store-bought. It's a little more beige. Mine is a bright creaminess to it, but the textures are about the same. I guarantee you the flavors are not going to be the same at all. Let's go ahead and put this guy a healthy pinch of salt, or you can use a salt substitute. It just helps bring out more flavor. And I'm going to add, let's go with a spoon here. I put 4 teaspoons of vinegar in there. And we're just gonna give them a final mix. So I think this guy is ready to be portioned out and used for our next recipe. We'll do a little taste test of this, you guys. Pray for me. I'm okay. Right up my sinuses. Oh man, that's good stuff.
And that's why you make stuff out of it. You don't eat it plain.
Right.
You make what, cocktail sauce?
Cocktail sauce or
Horsey sauce, like
right.
you get from Arby's.
You can make a cream horseradish sauce that's popular in Great Britain, from what I understand. There's all different kinds of
we
horseradish
like to put
sauces.
sour cream or whipped cream with it and serve it on prime rib.
He does. I don't like it
I do.
like that, but John does. So we're going to mix up some other recipes with this right now, and we will be right back to show you our results. So thank you so much for joining me today for this torturous process of making some delicious horseradish sauce. If you've never made it before, it's definitely worth giving it a try. Now it is a little bit painful, but it's very much worth it. The pain goes away really quick. If you've ever eaten horseradish, you know that you can get that initial rush of sinus cavity where it opens you up and then it disappears. That's kind of like this, only this one hits you in the eyeballs too. And I've got the fan behind me, and it was blowing towards John behind the camera over there, what, about 5 feet?
Yep.
And he had to step away a few times when I took the lid off of the food processor. It was just that
It's your
strong.
eyes. It gets
Yeah,
in your
it gets
eyes.
in your eyes. And once you get out of the fumes, the feeling goes away. But just be careful with that. Some people wear goggles when they do it. Some people do this outside. Just make sure you're in a well-ventilated area. Well, thank you again for joining. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Thumbs up because you know this was a good video. Ring that bell for notifications. Leave us a comment or two. Share this video, you guys. It's worth it. And most important, y'all come back. Bye.